Chandra, you're back?
Yes.
Right. Okay, let's give some more minutes and we can get started.
You have to give me the option to mute.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're co-host now.
Yeah.
Those who joined here, if you have any questions, please start entering into the chat room so that we can address that towards the end of the session. All right, Chandra, I'm going to start now, probably, so you can let others in who are joined off late, and you can mute everyone right now.
Okay. You're good to go.
Thank you. Thanks, Chandra. Thanks, everyone, for joining this college readiness sessions. So today we are going to cover about CSS profile. And before we get started, let me give a brief overview of what we do in Tamerica. Tamerica has been there since 2007. We have been conducting a lot of informative sessions other than entertaining the people. And most of them we do is college readiness and a lot of immigration updates and financial freedom. And we talk about, many things that is needed to live in this country. And so my name is Mahesh. I'm from Tamerica, and just a disclaimer here. I've been gathering a lot of things and getting educated myself. I'm a parent who has a kid and heading to college next year. So I talk to a lot of parents and a lot of college counselors and also a number of videos that I watched till date. So whatever I learned till date, I wanted to share with everyone, and that is the sole purpose of this seminar. And but I want you to do sort of due diligence from your side also before you submit any profiles. Okay. Some of you might have attended my previous seminar called FAFSA. So let's talk about financial aid. So when we talk about college, we have a variety of financial aid available from different parties. And the one you see on the right, which is a merit aid, which is taken care by the colleges and the student, basically our kids. So the merit is available based on their academic GPA, as well as the test from SAT or ACT. And if you see on the left, there are need-based aid, so which is primarily based on your family income, as well as how much it is going to cost the college that you are going to select. And based on that, they will come to the conclusion whether you need a aid or not. So last week we talked about the federal aid, which is nothing but FAFSA. And even though they don't call it as a mandatory, today 90% of the colleges will look for the FAFSA form, which you have to apply and go through that, whether you're going to get the scholarship or whether you're going to get a federal loan, you still have to apply for that. And the second one also similar to that, which is called state aid. So once you fill up the FAFSA form, there is an additional aid that you can try for from the state level. So for that also there is a separate form. And the last one you see called institutional aid. And that is what we are going to talk about today. All right. So first of all, before we go in deep into this CSS profile or any other financial aid, let's talk about the average tuition fees, because the reason we are discussing here is the college fees are so high that every year it is increasing. So this is from the last year average tuition fees coming from the three different areas. One is the public universities, which is for in-state, there is a fee, and there is also a separate fee if you are coming from out of state. And there is also a lot of private colleges here, and that fee is almost triple times or four times bigger than what we pay for the public colleges. Right? So in that case, if we go down to the next one, so let's talk about the sticker price, right? So we often use this term called sticker price, which is nothing but how much the college is going to ask for you when you send your kids to their colleges. So this is one of the private institute from New York. I just brought their numbers. So basically, you will be paying majority of the time the tuition fees, which you see in the right side. And also there is another fees, we don't know what it is. And the next one is a room and board, where they they stay and they for their food and all. And the next one is the books, supplies, all other things. So overall, if I have to send my kid to that college per year, it is going to cost me $77,763. Right? That is a huge amount of money that we got to be prepared ourselves if we have to send it for the private colleges. Now, as I briefly told in the past, the way how most of the financial aid is coming up, like how they decide is, so they pull up the cost of attendance from the college that you apply. And let's say from the previous slide, that is like 77,000, right? And then they will assess your family contribution in the name of going through your income, how much you are earning from previous last 2 years. They will assess from your tax returns, and they will also go through your current income and how many people are working in this household. And also they will assess your student income in case if they are going for work, or if they're working as an intern. And finally they will assess all sort of assets what you have, other than your home where you live. But in this case, a little bit different, that I'm going to cover it in the next slides. And they will also assess your kids' assets in case if you are saving 529 or anything in the name of student name, they are going to assess that also. So basically, they will figure it out. Let's say the cost of attendance is 77,000, but the family contribution seems like if you have more money than the cost of attendance, then they're going to say that, okay, you don't need a financial aid and you are good to go, right? But if your whole family income and asset is going to be below $77,000, then they will figure it out, and FOBSA will give, FOBSA has a limit of maximum $6,000 to $7,000, and also they will provide some sort of a federal loan. And from CSS profile, the colleges will determine how much they can provide based on your, these. So this is very important, the cost of attendance and family contribution. Based on that, people will figure it out. Okay, so now let's talk about CSS profile. So this is another way of looking at this financial aid, which is created by the college board. So college board is the organization which has created SAT test and also all sort of AP exams, right? So they are the one created this CSS profile. So CSS is nothing but College Scholarship Service Profile. And so FOBSA is created by Department of Education, but this one is created by the College Board. All right. So what exactly is a CSS profile? Well, it is a sort of a secret weapon for scoring more college aid. If you have a, sort of a low income and you have less assets, all sort of things, right? So basically it falls under institutional aid. So what that means is like, when FOBSA is actually produced from the federal government, so this one is actually coming from the colleges that you apply for it. And third one is, again, it is not based on merit. So you don't have to worry about how much your kid is scored in the GPA or SAT or ACT. It is completely based on your family income and the size of the family that you're supporting, right? So, okay, how do I create these CSS profile is, you can go to the college board, and I mentioned this URL. So go to this CSS profile, collegeboard.org. So once you go there, it will ask you to create a account. Either you can create as a student account or parent account. So basically a single account, you can live with that. So for FAFSA, actually you have to create 2 accounts, but here you don't need to, just 1 account is enough. And second thing is like this application, actually it's not free like FAFSA. This one is like you need to pay $25 for the first school that you're applying. And then following schools, for each school, you're going to pay $16 in order to submit this CSS profile. And they started from October 1st, just like FAFSA forms. So they both start in the same day. And you're going to apply this every year. If your kid is going to go for 4 + 4, 8 years, then you will have to apply every year. Okay. Is it necessary that I need to apply for CSS profile? Well, you will come to know when you go through this college profile. You can see the participating institutions. So there are today there are 400 plus institutions are required for you to submit the CSS profile. And most of them, actually, it's a private institutes and a few universities, public universities required to submit for the CSS profile. Again, majority of them, they look for the FAFSA form, but all the elite and the Ivy League colleges, they are looking for this CSS profile. In fact, when you try to submit your college application through Common App, it will tell you whether they require the CSS file profile or not. But if you can go to this link also and see which are the colleges that are required to apply for it. Okay, so who can qualify to submit this CSS profile? Just like FAFSA, this one also very similar. The US citizens, the green card holders, and a few other categories that are listed here on the right side. Apart from that, they also admit the international students who has the visa, like F1 visa, F2, J1, J2, or G series of visas. If you go to collegeport.com, they have a detailed information about international students and how they can apply for CSS profile scholarship. But again, this is not applicable for H1 or L1 visa holders, primarily for the US citizens and green card holders and the student visa, international student who is coming from India or any other countries. Okay, what kind of information you need to prepare is again goes back to very similar to what you prepared for FAFSA. Last 2 years of your federal tax return, like 1040 form, and W2 forms of your income and your spouse income, and the records of any untaxed income from the previous year, any IRA or 401k or 529, any sort of things that you have it, and you are checking savings bank statements and mortgage information, and you also need investment information to keep it handy, all sort of stocks, bonds, trust, everything. You also need to keep your information about your business. Okay, so let's go through what is the main difference of, or I would say, how much more requirement is required. Say between FAFSA and CSS, FAFSA is actually asking for your income and for your assets. Pretty much that's it. And also it will pull up a lot of detail while you when you connect your income session to IRS data retrieval tool, and that makes your life easier. Whereas in CSS profile, actually they're asking you to feed more data. When I say data, they're asking about each and every information about your tax return, especially the 1040 details. I mean, they are giving the reference of what line that you need to look under 1049, under what form, whether it's a K1 or S1, all sort of things, which is good, but they don't have the integration of IRS. So you have to manually enter all these details. And then you also have to enter both parents' earnings and contribution of all the retirement account or anything that you have contributing to your future assets, and you also have to enter all the income that you are getting from other sources, right? Or any benefits that you are getting from, if your household, anyone is getting benefit from state government, then you have to mention that. And another thing is on the right side, you can see that. So in this form, they are actually asking for parents' housing details also, the place where you live, even that one also you need to mention. And within that, they're asking for monthly how much you're paying, what is the value of the home purchase now, and current market value, and how much you owe till now, all sort of details. Right? So whereas FAFSA doesn't ask the information of where you live now. So in terms of assets, primarily the cash, savings, checking account, or any CDs that you have within the banking area. And also you need to mention about the current market value of all the investments, especially the brokerage account or any investments that you have from variety of sources. Right? And here they're also asking you to mention about any kind of real estate that you have other than your main house that you live. So in case if you have a farmhouse or any rental properties, any any sort of another asset, you need to mention that. And also your business that you are running. So whereas in the FAFSA, actually, if you have less than 50 people, you don't have to mention. Whereas here, you have to mention irrespective of any sort of business that you are running. But the good part here is you are able to mention about expenses that are coming from medical or dental, which is not covered by the insurance, and any repayment of student loan debt for the last 2 years, and any alimony that you are paying due to divorce. So these kind of expenses that you are able to mention it here, whereas in FAFSA, they don't care about your expenses. They just care about your income and assets. Right? And one more very unique one here, I see it. Sorry, this is not a FAFSA one, my bad. This is for the, again, CSS profile, special circumstances. So let's say if you lost the job or something happened or any expenses, any family expenses, increased, those kind of thing, you can kind of summarize it and write a letter, sort of an appeal to the CSS profile towards the end. You can explain that, okay, these are the situation in our family. So probably I spent this much money, or I lost the job for a couple of months and I didn't have the income, and all sort of things. You can summarize it, and you can write a small appeal up to 2,000 characters here. So that is also very important. Whereas in FAFSA, you don't have a option to appeal anything in the form itself. All right. So the major difference is when it comes to FAFSA, they have the formula. So last time we talked about EFC, the family contribution, expected family contribution that they drive based on your income, as well as the college cost of the colleges, the degree. Whereas here in CSS profile, to my knowledge, they are also using that same formula, but they are customized to one, and they have some sort of a flexibility there. Basically, they are not saying that we are using this formula or that formula. They're just saying that we are internally, we will calculate everything, and we will let you know if there is any financial aid you need it or not. All right, so major differences when it comes to FAFSA, that is provided by the, created by US Department of Education for federal loans. And this CSS profile is created by College Board. And FAFSA is totally free, you don't have to pay. Whereas CSS profile, $25 for the first application, and the $16 for the remaining for each colleges. Main thing is in the financial section here, it is asking for tax, income, asset, but it doesn't ask your current home value and all. Whereas in CSS profile, it will ask same information, but then you're asking more information as well as, but the good thing is it is asking for expenses and special circumstances. So the methodology is they are purely going with the EFC calculator that I mentioned in the last webinar. So you have the calculator, even before you're filling up the FAFSA, you can use that calculator to come up with the idea of how much your expected family contribution is going to be. And based on that, you can figure it out whether you're going to get the scholarship or not. But whereas in College Board, they have some sort of a custom calculator. So they're going to, basically you have to wait, and they will come back to you whether you're going to get it, if you're going to get, how much you're going to get it. Right? So in terms of flexibility, the FAFSA is very straightforward. Whereas in College Board, CSS profile, they have some sort of a flexibility. They can always go back when you're trying to negotiate. They can always go back and tweak a little bit. All right, I think I covered most of the CSS profile related information. So now we are going to open this form for all the questions that you have. Chandra, can you unmute everyone? No, sorry, you have to unmute everyone. Now it's a Q&A session.
Hey, hi Mahesh, this is Dinesh. Thanks for this presentation. It's very nice and informative.
Thank you.
Just have one question, like about this in FAFSA, there's a financial section, right?
Mhm.
So where we need to provide the incomes and asset.
Yeah.
Do we need to, I mean, is there any section there we can provide the mortgage information also, like in CSS profile?
In CSS profile, yes, the information that I showed you here. So these are the 5 questions they're asking.
Yeah, CSS profile, I know that, but what I'm asking, we don't have such thing like in FAFSA, right?
Yeah, FAFSA, it doesn't allow you.
Okay.
FAFSA doesn't care where you live and how much you paid for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, FAFSA is a little bit simpler. But at the same time, this one gives you option to provide more information.
Yeah, so if family contribution, let's say if we go with the EFC calculator, and if the family contribution is coming more than like college fees, so that means it's guaranteed that we will not get anything, right, from the federal.
Yes, but at the same time, you can negotiate with the college counselors. That is what I keep hearing from the lot of parents. Even for me also, I'm not going to get anything, zero. That's what even today my wife was teasing me. But you know, that's a reality. We have to go with that. And
yeah, I just went to the EFC calculator and I see that it may not come. So that's why I was asking, like,
yes.
Is there any point then to submit this FAFSA form, or we can get the chance still?
No, FAFSA is kind of a mandatory. I mean, even where even you know almost 90% of the colleges, they will ask you to fill up FAFSA.
Oh, okay.
Without that, you cannot submit your application.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
FAFSA is, they don't call it as mandatory, but it is mandatory.
Okay.
Only CSS profile, it is a very simple, small size of the colleges. Only 400 colleges that are required CSS profile, and most of them falls under private Ivy League colleges, elite colleges, sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Any other questions?
Hello, this is Venkat.
Hi, Venkat.
Sir, I do have one thing actually. It took a long time for me to get a green card, so I made certain investment in India, hoping that under the hope I may return back to India. Investment means I bought an apartment and also those things. They are extremely difficult to repatriate that money, selling that and converting into dollars and all. So have I to show that asset as well? Because I declared that in my income tax returns. So in this context, again, I have to declare that I do have an asset in India kind of thing.
See, if you already declared the tax in the last year tax, and here in the 1040 form, they have a specific line of questions they have. So if they're asking that question, yes, you have to fill it up. I don't remember seeing that questions coming the assets from outside of US, but then I think 1040 has a different term for each one of them, so you have to go through that.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I think you might have submitted the FBAR form, right? So
yes, I did.
So that represent your outside of US assets information.
Yeah.
So if you are declared that, then I think you might need to declare here also.
So that which will eventually affect chance of getting
correct.
the.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Thanks. But I can negotiate that it's not easy to repatriate the cell and get the money.
Yes, yes. A lot of people actually don't know about it, but what I've been talking to many parents, everyone says that you have to get admission from couple of universities, colleges, so that you can negotiate, saying that you got my kid got admission in other, few other colleges. You show the proof, they always come back and give some more money for you, either from merit or from financial aid.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Magesh. It's very nice to consolidate everything together. So, yeah, another one of the friends, I think the parents also mentioned that even the retirement accounts, all the IRA, 401k, and everything, we are putting it in the CSS, right? Or one of them might be in Singapore or some other country's retirement system information. Also, they want to put it that money also here. So I think for that question also, it's yes, right? So
yeah, technically yes. Whatever you have in your within your account, you should mention it. So they're not asking each and everything individually. They're asking total of how much you have investment from all the accounts. Right? So
okay.
So what I'm hearing from most of them is whatever you are mentioning in FAFSA, please make sure you keep the consistent value here also.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. That makes
very
sense.
important, because most of the colleges, they're going to retrieve it, and if they see discrepancies between these two, you're going to lose a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you.
And also I have one question, like in that asset, we need to declare that stock value, right? How much we have stock, bonds, or whatever, right? So that value will be the current, the value when we submit the application. At that time, what is their stock value is, because it keeps changing, right?
Yeah. I mean, as of today, what is the total value of your brokerage account? That's what they want.
Okay.
Yeah, you might be in the profit side or loss side. Yeah.
So one more question. This is Venkat again.
Yes, Venkat.
Yeah, I worked in multiple companies. So those 401ks are I didn't consolidate. Only major, on major account, I do remember the balance. So at this point of time, I have to consolidate them, or can I give some indicative figures kind of thing, approximate? Just be very close, exact figure I have to produce.
Yeah. I mean, better to consolidate. They call it rollover, right? For 401k, you can do rollover with everything and try to consolidate before you fill up this form. But if it is going to be
too late,
not too late. See these. See FAFSA and CSS, they are all expected. Based on your college due dates, right? But based on your early decision for, let's say if you're going to do early decision with one college, but even for one college, they will require FAFSA, and some of the colleges, they're going to require CSS file. In that case, you have to submit ASAP, right? At least November 1st, let's say November 1st, you're going to apply one college as an early decision. So in that case, you need to have clear picture of what you're going to do.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Mahesh, this is Lakshmanan.
Hi, Lakshmanan.
Hi. H4 students will be considered as international students, or do they have any concession in CSS profile?
You mean they are living here? Here in US, right? Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, I think from what I understood is asking for H4 visa holder. Can he get a financial aid? That is kind of a gray area. Most of the time, what they're saying is if you're coming from India or any other country, consider as an international student, yes, you can apply for a Css profile. But other than that, this Css profile or FAFSA, it is the H1 or H4 visa holders is not qualified. But even that also, you have to work with the college counselor and they explain your situation and figure it out how they can help. They might have some kind of insights that they can help with that.
Yeah, the federal aid or CSS. So non-federal aid, both are not, I think, for non-US citizens as per the definition. Yeah, you're right, Mahesh. Yeah.
I think he's rejoining. All right. Any other questions?
Sorry, Mahesh, I think I dropped off. Sorry.
Yeah. So I was responding to that question. Basically, this federal aid or CSS mainly for the green card, US citizens, green card holders, and international students coming from outside of US. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not for H1 or H4 people. But what I was suggesting is you can go to any college, talk to the college counselor. They might help you with different avenue.
Okay, fine. But it is required for us to complete the FAFSA as well as CSS profile before reaching out to them, is it?
Not necessarily. That's why before you apply for it, you have to call them and tell your situation. So they might say, okay, you choose non-citizen and submit your profile, but then it is still not be qualified as per their statement.
Okay.
So I guess they have to take a decision on that.
Okay.
I want to add to the social security number, the H4 dependent have. If the dependent has one, then definitely they're saying it's kind of, as you mentioned earlier, it's a gray area too.
Yeah, actually, the social security number is available only for spouse and not for the kids. So
kids, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So probably, we don't have for the kids. So again, as Mahesh said, we have to reach out to the college only.
Exactly. Yeah. Some people saying that even you can print out the application and without social security number, you can fill it out and you can mail it to, and then then you can reach the college counselor for any international aid or the other aid possibilities. So that's another option too. So some forums we were reading it too. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And also, you don't have to wait for these scholarships for anything like that. See, if you already decided a few colleges, talk to the counselor and send your kind of a transcript and SAT or ACT scores, and they will come back for the merit scholarship, and they will also guide you for rest of the FAFSA or any other scholarship that you can try it out.
Okay.
So that is like even before you submit officially, they can do all sort of calculation and start working with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Great.
Hey Magesh, this is Subbu.
Hi, Subbu.
Unrelated to FOPStar CSS, but just a curious question. Between SAT and ACT, right? Is it recommended to submit both? I know it depends on the score,
Yeah.
one over another.
Uh-huh.
However, if it is pretty close, right? I mean, I'll give some hypotheticals. So, so like a 1500, and then it's around 32 or 33. If we go with the the calculator, right? The normalization calculator, maybe it's one is a little bit higher than other.
Yeah.
But
So
some
what you can
colleges,
do
although
is
they say both are accepted, but some colleges prefer ACT over SAT kind of a thing. So it's a little confusing. So just wanted to get your thoughts.
Yeah. So also the best way is you talk to your school counselor.
I see.
To get the decision, as well as you can talk to one of the college counselor. And just like I was telling, right, in order to get the merit scholarship, you can talk to them and say, hey, I already have all the information. Can I send it to you? Can you give me how much I can get for merit so that I need to plan accordingly? So by looking at it, they will tell you going further, they will tell you, okay, between SAT and ACT, I think your kid has a ACT better. So going further, for all the colleges, you send ACT. You don't have to send the other one. So they also suggest that.
Got it. Sure. Thanks, Mahesh.
Yeah. On that front, I have a question. Like, do they have some criteria to decide the merit base, or is it purely based on the college? Each college is having their own
each college
filter criteria.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have their own, yeah.
They are their own, right?
Yes.
That's the complexity in US college system.
And we cannot know upfront that, right?
No.
See, you can know, but then it's not going to be an exact figure. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. So basically, some of the myth is SAT. Most of the colleges prefer over ACT, but it's not the case. The college, I think, counselors, they equally weight both SAT, ACT. Looks like as the standardized test.
So many myths are there. Midwest colleges prefer ACT over. I mean, there's a lot going around. So East Coast prefers something like that.
Yeah, we cannot decide which one is better.
But this time, most of the colleges are having a SAT as optional. So
no, actually, I suggest don't fall for it.
Correct.
But what I mean is the SAT and ACT test required for two of them. One is in order to they have to figure it out who is best out of 500 students. So for that, they will check one of the qualification. They're going to look up your your test marks. The other one is, that is optional, but then there are other one is, in order to get the scholarship, they look for the SAT or ACT. That is not optional. They're not telling upfront, but whenever you go to college tour or you just call a college counselor, they will tell you that it is optional, but if you have SAT submitted, there is a good chance that there is an additional scholarship. Getting an additional scholarship is a great chance for that.
And when we know that we are getting a scholarship, merit scholarship from the college, after at the time of the admission, or once we decide
at the time of submission, that is the official one. but you can send it right away, right now also. You can call the college and get the college counselor email ID, send your transcript and ACT or SAT test score, and ask them to, just request them to figure it out, the merit scholarship.
Oh, they can tell now also by
Yes.
sending them?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've done a couple of them.
You mean your
Oh.
question about the scholarship availability you're talking about, or?
No, whether I am qualified for merit scholarship or not.
Yeah. So they can
Okay.
tell you only merit scholarship. They cannot tell you about this any financial aid
Need based.
after
Right.
our CSS profile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't need for now. It's just like we don't have the ALS transcript, right? It's just the first quarter maybe.
No,
So
but
based on that,
they're not going to look for the 12th grade. This one, they're going to look only last 3 years transcript,
okay,
and based on your last test score.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So test score, actually, we need to submit that, right? We need to provide the test score. Let's say if I am giving 3, then we need to provide that, right? Which one to consider?
You mean SAT and the ACT both?
SAT, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they will look for it. So definitely you will have to.
Yeah, I mean, they will take a best out of it too. Basically, if you see, even within SAT, you have like a reading section, writing section plus math. So best, they can take submit the best out of. If you take 3 times, math is best on one, the English is on the other one. So that is also possible. That's what.
Yeah, that is, they call it a super score, but not every colleges they do it.
Okay.
Super score is applicable only few colleges.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't take, like, let's say if I get like in second I get like 1500 and in third I get like, let's say 1400 in the other way. So still they don't go with the third one, right? They do go with the second one which we submit. Definitely I am going to submit the second one only because that's the highest.
Yeah.
So,
obvious, yeah. That's obvious, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I believe some Ivy colleges and some they need to submit all the 3 actually. It's like whatever you have appeared for, how many times you have appeared.
Yeah, I mean, if they have that kind of policy, definitely they will ask for that information. But from our side, if you want to get the median number, so you can request them to do the super score, which they will take best from each section of the test from each test, and then they will take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Thanks a lot, Magesh.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I hope it's helpful. So for the next webinar, we're going to bring a financial advisor to talk about how to save for college if you're starting from the beginning, or let's say, he's going to break down and come up with the 3 strategies with 3 level of being a parent, as a new kid, or the kid is in elementary, or the kid is in middle school, how we are going to save for college. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting one. So keep watching Tamerica. And
that will be nice. Yeah. Thank you very much, Magesh.
Yeah, thank you, Mahesh. It's very helpful. Thanks a lot.
Sure.
Thanks, Mangesh. Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good night all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.